Listen to me carefully. The life you are living right now is a reflection of the choices you've made and the thinking you've allowed to dominate your mind. And I want you to hear this loud and clear. You were not created to live an average life. You were created to live an outstanding life. The kind of life that doesn't just meet the minimum, but exceeds expectations, impacts others, and leaves a legacy. And if you're willing to listen closely today, I'm going to show you exactly how to step into that life. Listen to me carefully. The very first step to living an outstanding life is changing the way you think about yourself and your potential. Most people never reach greatness because they are prisoners of their own thoughts. They allow doubt, fear, and negative self-talk to dictate their actions. And then they wonder why their life feels ordinary. But let me tell you something. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It is the starting point for everything you will ever create. The life you live tomorrow is determined by the thoughts you feed today. If you want to live outstanding, you must first think outstanding. Too many people underestimate the power of thought. They believe circumstances, luck, or other people determine their destiny, but that's a lie. Your circumstances are only a reflection of your mindset. If you think small, your results will always be small. If you believe scarcity, your life will always feel limited. But when you begin to think in terms of abundance, when you train your mind to look for solutions instead of problems, doors you never imagined begin to open. That's why the first habit of people who live outstanding lives is that they master their thinking before they master their actions. Here's the hook. You can't change what you do until you change what you believe. Most people try to take massive actions with a limited mindset. That's like trying to pour a gallon of water into a cup. No matter how much effort you put in, it can't hold it. But when your mind expands, when your belief grows, suddenly what once seemed impossible is now achievable. Your thoughts are the blueprint for your life. You cannot build a mansion if you only allow yourself to dream in small houses. Another truth, the mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. If you constantly feed it negativity, self-doubt, and excuses, you are strengthening weakness. But if you feed it faith, vision, and empowerment, you are creating strength. And here's the beauty. Once you strengthen your mind, it will start producing ideas, solutions, and actions that align with that new level of thinking. You become a magnet for opportunities because your thinking now matches your potential. The people who live outstanding lives understand that every thought counts. Every day, you face hundreds of decisions and thousands of impressions. How you respond to them matters. Will you dwell on limitations or possibilities? Will you focus on problems or solutions? Will you listen to fear or listen to faith? Each choice shapes your mental environment, and that environment determines your results. Ordinary people let their minds be passive, letting external circumstances program them. Extraordinary people actively program their minds with vision, positivity, and intentionality. Here's another hook. Your words and actions follow your thoughts. If you think you're average, your work, your habits, and even your relationships will reflect that average thinking. If you think you are capable of greatness, your actions naturally begin to align with that belief. Excellence, impact, and leadership are born in the mind before they manifest in reality. That's why people who live outstanding lives spend more time nurturing their thoughts than they do chasing every new opportunity that comes along. Finally, understand this. Thinking outstanding is not a one-time event. It is a daily discipline. It's choosing to start the day with purpose, to feed your mind with empowering knowledge, and to reject anything that diminishes your belief in yourself. It's about controlling your mental environment, not letting the noise of the world control you. The life you want is not out there waiting for you. It begins inside you. And the moment you commit to thinking outstanding, your actions, habits, and results are forced to follow. No, listen carefully, because this is where most people miss the mark. If you want to live an outstanding life, you must understand the power of purpose. Purpose is not something you stumble upon by accident. It is the fuel that drives your decisions, the compass that guides your actions, and the magnet that attracts opportunities. Without purpose, life is a series of random events, a collection of tasks and responsibilities that may keep you busy, but will never make you truly outstanding. The people who achieve greatness in every area of life are the ones who have discovered a clear reason for their existence and align every action to that purpose. Too many people go through life drifting, waiting for inspiration to strike or for someone to tell them what they're meant to do. That's not how outstanding lives are built. Outstanding lives are built when you take ownership of your purpose and commit to pursuing it relentlessly. Purpose is what gives meaning to hard work, patience to challenges, and clarity to your vision. Without it, you may achieve temporary success, but you'll never feel fulfilled. Fulfillment and excellence come from aligning what you do every day with why you exist. Here's the hook. Your purpose is not just for you, it's for everyone around you. The unique talents, experiences, and insights you have are needed in the world in ways only you can provide. Every challenge, every lesson, every gift you've received is a building block of your purpose. When you understand this, you stop living passively and start acting intentionally. You begin to make decisions that not only benefit you, but impact the lives of others. That is the hallmark of an outstanding life, one that is bigger than yourself. Another truth, purpose transforms ordinary work into extraordinary results. You can have the same 24 hours as everyone else, the same tasks, the same responsibilities. But when you approach your day with purpose, every action is infused with significance. Tasks that once felt mundane become opportunities to excel. Challenges that once felt discouraging become lessons that refine your character. Your purpose turns ordinary moments into extraordinary milestones. The people who live outstanding lives are deliberate about connecting their daily actions to their higher purpose. They don't let distractions, opinions, or short-term failures derail them. Instead, they anchor themselves in the why behind everything they do. Every call they make, every relationship they nurture, every skill they develop is aligned with their mission. That alignment is what gives them clarity, focus, and unstoppable momentum. Here's another hook. Purpose is discovered through exploration and courage. It often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and embracing uncertainty. It is not a static destination, but a dynamic journey. Your purpose grows as you grow, and the experiences you gather along the way refine it. The moment you stop seeking excuses and start seeking your mission, your life begins to move from ordinary to outstanding. Finally, understand that without purpose, excellence has no direction. You can work hard, you can be disciplined, you can achieve many things. But if it's not connected to something bigger than yourself, it will never feel meaningful. Purpose gives your actions context, your challenges clarity, and your victories significance. When you live intentionally, every step you take is a step toward greatness. And when you align your thoughts, actions, and energy with your purpose, the world responds by opening doors, creating opportunities, and elevating you beyond what you thought possible. Now, here's the truth that most people never fully grasp. The way you handle the small things determines how you will handle the big things. If you want to live an outstanding life, you must understand that excellence is not reserved for grand moments. It is created in the daily, seemingly insignificant choices you make. Most people think that greatness is about a single breakthrough, a lucky opportunity, or a dramatic transformation, but real outstanding lives are built one disciplined action at a time. Every decision, every habit, every interaction compounds over time to define your destiny. Think about it. The person who consistently shows up late, cuts corners, and neglects small responsibilities will struggle when the big opportunity arrives. The universe doesn't reward wishful thinking or talent alone. It rewards consistency, integrity, and attention to detail. If you want your life to stand out, you have to demonstrate excellence even when no one is watching. The habits you build in the ordinary moments are the ones that prepare you for extraordinary moments. That is the secret most people overlook. Here's the hook. Success is not a sprint, it's a pattern. Every outstanding life is a result of repeated behaviors that align with greatness. You cannot perform at a high level sporadically and expect consistent results. Excellence must be baked into your routines. When you make your bed, when you complete a task thoroughly, when you treat people with respect, when you invest in learning, these small actions compound into massive impact. 100 small acts of excellence are far more powerful than a single grand gesture of brilliance. Another truth, mediocrity is easy because it requires no discipline. It's comfortable, convenient, and socially accepted. But comfort is the enemy of an outstanding life. You must be willing to do what others won't do, to go the extra mile when no one is looking, to stay disciplined when shortcuts are tempting. Excellence is a choice, not a gift. And here's the thing, the people who achieve extraordinary results are not necessarily smarter, luckier, or more talented than you. They simply refuse to settle for anything less than their best in every moment. Your relationships, your career, your finances, all of them reflect how you handle the little things. A person who fails to communicate effectively, who avoids responsibility, or who procrastinates will see the same patterns repeat on a larger scale. The small mistakes and the ignored opportunities and the abandoned commitments grow like snowballs until they become mountains. But when you commit to integrity, discipline, and excellence in every small detail, those mountains turn into stepping stones, lifting you higher than you ever imagined. Here's another hook. Attention to detail is not about perfection, it's about preparation. It's about training your mind and your character so that when extraordinary opportunities arrive, you are ready to seize them. Ordinary people are caught off guard. Outstanding people are prepared. They've rehearsed excellence in the shadows, and when the spotlight hits, they shine effortlessly. That preparation is invisible, but it produces results that are undeniable. Finally, understand this. Your outstanding life is created in moments that seem insignificant today. The emails you answer promptly, the extra effort you put into your work, the kindness you show, the honesty you maintain. These are the bricks of your legacy. Stop thinking only about monumental moments and start thinking about the cumulative power of consistent excellence. The way you handle the small things is not separate from your destiny. It is the foundation of it. Your future is built on what you do today, and every small act of discipline compounds into an outstanding life that others will notice and admire. Now pay attention, because this is a truth that separates ordinary people from those who live outstanding lives. You cannot wait for life to hand you opportunities. You must create them yourself. Most people spend their lives sitting on the sidelines, hoping for luck, waiting for permission, or expecting the perfect circumstances to appear. But let me tell you something. The perfect time rarely comes. The perfect opportunity is rarely announced. Outstanding people understand that opportunity is not found, it is made. You have to step into action and build it for yourself. Think about it. Every breakthrough in history, every success story, every business invention or movement began with someone refusing to wait. They acted before they felt fully ready. They invested before the market was perfect. They spoke before anyone else would. Waiting for ideal conditions is the silent killer of dreams. Time is constantly moving, and while you sit waiting, life is happening for someone else. Every moment of hesitation compounds into lost potential, while action compounds into unstoppable momentum. Here's the hook. Your ability to create opportunity is directly tied to your willingness to act now. You don't need all the resources, all the connections, or all the certainty. You need initiative. You need courage. You need the audacity to start with what you have. Small steps taken consistently build momentum. And momentum creates doors you didn't even know existed. Waiting, on the other hand, guarantees stagnation, regret, and missed destiny. Another truth, creation requires focus. You can't scatter your energy on every possibility and expect results. Outstanding people identify where their strengths, passions, and vision intersect, and they channel their energy into producing results in that space. They don't wait for clarity to magically appear. They pursue it through experimentation, effort, and deliberate action. You can refine as you go, but you cannot begin refining until you start. Here's the hook. Action produces confidence. So often, people say, I don't feel ready. But here's the reality. Readiness is created through motion, not waiting. Every step you take, every initiative you start, every small risk you embrace trains you, strengthens you, and prepares you for greater challenges. Confidence is not inherited, it is earned. And you earn it by taking imperfect action today rather than perfect action tomorrow. The people who live outstanding lives understand that creating opportunity is also about connecting with others. Relationships are fertile ground for growth, collaboration, and support. When you act, you attract mentors, partners, and allies. When you wait, the world moves on without you. Networking is not about collecting contacts. It's about creating value and demonstrating initiative that others want to be part of. Every connection you intentionally nurture multiplies your potential and opens new avenues for success. Finally, understand this. The life you want is not going to arrive on a silver platter. It's going to arrive because you designed it, worked for it, and refused to wait passively. Outstanding lives are the result of relentless creation, consistent effort, and bold decisions taken in the absence of certainty. Action transforms ideas into reality, dreams into achievements, and potential into impact. You have everything inside you to create the life you desire, but it only manifests when you refuse to wait and start building today. Now listen very carefully, because this is a principle that will determine whether you live ordinary or outstanding. Faith without action is nothing more than wishful thinking. Too many people claim to believe, claim to hope, claim to have vision, but their actions do not match their words. They pray for breakthroughs, they speak about success, they dream about impact, but they never take the steps necessary to make it real. Faith is not passive. Faith is a force that produces movement. And the moment you combine faith with decisive action, you activate a power that moves mountains. Think about it. Noah didn't just pray for rain to come or hope the ark would be built by someone else. He acted. Every plank of wood, every nail, every effort reflected his belief in God's promise. That's the key. Faith without action is empty. Action without faith can be directionless. But when faith and action meet, they become unstoppable. Every outstanding person in history understood that waiting for conditions to be perfect while sitting idle accomplishes nothing. Progress is created when belief fuels movement. Here's the hook. Prayer is the blueprint. Action is the construction. You can pray all you want. You can declare your dreams daily. You can envision a future of abundance. But if you refuse to take steps aligned with your faith, nothing changes. Faith is demonstrated by obedience. It's proven in motion. The moment you start acting, even imperfectly, your belief grows stronger because you see results that once seemed impossible. Faith and action are inseparable partners in producing extraordinary results. Another truth: the world rewards those who step into uncertainty with courage. Many people say, "I believe, but I'm waiting for a sign." Let me tell you something. The sign is the courage to act now. God does not move on behalf of indecision. Opportunities do not wait for perfection. The outstanding live by faith, not fear. They take bold steps, trusting that even if the path is unclear, every step taken in alignment with purpose and vision brings them closer to their destiny. Waiting is the thief of potential. Action is the multiplier of faith. Here's the hook. Action strengthens belief. The more you act on what you claim to believe, the more your confidence grows, the more doors open, and the more momentum you create. You cannot outsource courage, you cannot borrow initiative, and you cannot rent determination. It is built by doing what must be done, even when you are afraid, even when results are not immediate, even when the world doubts you. Faith becomes tangible the moment it compels you to act. The people who live outstanding lives understand that small steps matter. You don't have to leap into the unknown blindly, but you must move intentionally. Each step forward, each effort, each attempt is an investment in your future. Action produces insight, develops skills, and uncovers opportunities that waiting could never reveal. You cannot reach a new level of success by remaining in your comfort zone. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality, between potential and achievement, between prayer and proof. Finally, understand this: your faith is only as strong as the steps it compels you to take. Outstanding lives are the result of faith applied, not faith wished. Dreams remain fantasies without movement. Vision remains invisible without execution. Belief remains abstract without demonstration. When you combine faith with action, you not only create results, you inspire others, open doors you never imagined, and establish a momentum that propels you forward even in the face of obstacles. Now, this is the point that will determine whether your life is ordinary or truly outstanding. Refuse to leave this earth with your potential still inside you. So many people live, work, and even achieve, but they die without ever fully releasing what God put inside them. They play it safe. They settle for less. They hide their gifts out of fear, doubt, or comfort, and the world never experiences the impact they were meant to make. The graveyard is full of untold stories, unrealized dreams, and unused potential. And let me tell you, the cost of not giving your gifts to the world is far greater than the risk of stepping into them now. Think about it. Every talent, every idea, every experience, every lesson you've been given is a tool for transformation. It is not meant to sit idle. You were created with a unique set of abilities that no one else possesses. The problem is that too many people allow fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown to hold them back. They tell themselves, maybe someday, or I'll wait for the right moment, but that moment rarely arrives. Outstanding lives are lived by those who refuse to let fear dictate the use of their gifts. Here's the hook. Your potential is not just for you, it's for everyone around you. That idea you think is too small, that skill you underestimate, that story you hesitate to share, it may be exactly what someone else needs to change their life. Every step you take to release your gifts creates a ripple effect that impacts people in ways you cannot predict. Ordinary people focus on themselves. Outstanding people focus on the legacy they leave, the impact they create, and the lives they touch. Another truth, time is limited and unpredictable. You don't know how many days you have left, and the longer you wait, the more your gifts go unused. Every day spent hiding your potential is a day lost forever. The difference between ordinary and outstanding lives is that the latter take immediate action. They start where they are, with what they have, and they trust that their consistent effort, guided by purpose, will produce results far beyond what they imagine. Waiting is not strategy. It is delay disguised as prudence. Here's the hook. Living fully means embracing your courage and moving even when the path is unclear. You don't need permission, you don't need certainty, and you don't need everyone to believe in you. The only requirement is willingness to try, to act, to step into your calling, and to give your gifts freely. The world rewards those who act boldly. Those who leave their gifts unused are forgotten, but those who dare to live fully inspire generations. The people who live outstanding lives understand that small, consistent action compounds over time. You don't have to release everything at once, but you must start today. Begin by taking steps toward your purpose, developing your talents, sharing your knowledge, and contributing to others. The cumulative effect of these small, intentional efforts creates impact, influence, and recognition that cannot be faked or forced. Momentum is built through action, and every action brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Finally, understand this. Your potential is a responsibility, not just a gift. God gave you abilities, experiences, and insights for a reason. Ordinary lives squander them. Outstanding lives deploy them fully. You will never reach your destiny by holding back. You will never leave a lasting impact by playing it safe. The extraordinary life is built by those who dare to release their potential without reservation, who take bold steps to make their vision reality, and who refuse to leave this earth with their gift still locked inside them. So here's my challenge to you. Refuse to live ordinary. Refuse to settle for average. Decide today to think bigger, act bolder, and live with purpose. Commit to excellence in every area of your life. Create impact wherever you can. And trust that every step you take in faith moves you closer to an outstanding life. The world needs what only you can give, and it's waiting for you to rise up. Start now, start intentionally, and live the life you were designed to live. Extraordinary, impactful, and outstanding.